Which one do you want to take responsibility for? Well, this is an interesting perspective, I think, out there, because I think most people aren't necessarily looking at the downsides of GPUs. They understand it's expensive, but they feel that GPUs are a necessity if they're going to use any kind of AI. Well, that's not the case. We can do AI perfectly fine with traditional CPUs, older GPU-based infrastructure, TPU-based infrastructure, and a combination of all of the above. And at the end of the day, we're looking to back the appropriate technology stack into the problems we're looking to solve, where it's using the minimum of the hardware resources that we need, and therefore we're going to optimize the value that's coming back to the business. That's got to be key in front of you, how you're looking at this technology and how you're picking this technology. It's not what you want, it's what you need. And what you need needs to be good enough for its particular use case. And you need to keep that in mind. I think that's gotten away from everybody now. Looking at the, very fat architectures that I'm reviewing out there, people aren't necessarily thinking about the efficiencies. They're not thinking about the cost optimization. They're just thinking about replicating the architecture that they saw at a recent conference or architecture that they, that their peers are using, when that's the wrong thing to do. You got to look at each individual problem, each individual application, profile the workload, understand the data set, figure out what you're going to do with it, training side, inference side, both, how it's going to be used, memory you need, things like that. And then pick the one that's going to provide the best bang for the buck at the end of the day. In other words, something that's going to work just fine, and it's going to be able to grow with the application, and it's going to cost you the minimum amount of money. And let me tell you, the prices people are paying out there are hugely different, and they're building functionally the same, small language model applications that I'm seeing with the enterprise. Some of them are spending $100,000 for the stack. Others are spending $2 million for the same stack. And basically, functionally, it's the same application. And both work, but one costs $2 million, one costs $100,000. Which one do you want to take responsibility for?